in what could possibly be the exact opposite of what I wanted to be shooting tonight. Welcome to a 67 Camaro video. I haven't actually been keeping up on this on YouTube. I know Harlan's laughing because he's been forcing me to do this. Years and years and years ago, this little vent window here broke. This one right here. This had a crack in it. So, it's a 67. Everything's glued in. It's all urethane. So, to do that, you break this window. So, I was like, bought the entire kit. This is like 15 years ago of the smoked glass. The smoked, what they called hot rod glass at the time. And I changed this, and this was always going to do the rest. This year, been working on a lot of Harlan's things, and he convinced me, just leave your car here this year, you know, keep some room, you know, maybe we'll look at the windshield. And in fact, I think this has shown up in some 78 Camaro videos. Well, I don't know if you noticed, there's going to be a new dash, because it turns out what we didn't think was rusty was all Bondo. Back here, he wants me to order this filler here because look, once he cleaned out everything, originally when we took the window out, we thought this was the only damage, but it turns out once you clean out all the Bondo or silicone or whatever was in here, you know, there's little holes everywhere. The fact that this car didn't leak is amazing. So, in his spare time, he's been taking the car apart, and at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to take the front end off, which is not fun on this car. I think... Because the dash goes underneath. Yes, and that's because you know there's going to be a spot weld right there. 100%. So, there's no safe way to do that around the fenders. The best part is, I only have... How much is in there? About that much left in that can of paint. So we gotta match and buy more paint. Although, you know, then we'll have plenty. Yeah, it's progressing. So a couple weeks ago he said, hey, yeah, pull that back seat. So I pulled the back seat. And then a little bit ago we pulled the sail panels and started looking at pulling some of the interior stuff to get out of his way a little bit. And that's when I'm like, crap, I gotta pull these seats. So where are these gonna go? And that's when I was like, oh, I guess it's time to start shooting a 67 Camaro video. So welcome. The 78 Camaro. And there's the seats for the RocketShip. Whole bunch of parts for the RocketShip. Yeah, this is that box of glass I bought years and years and years ago. That's always been a thorn in my side. I don't even remember how that vent pane got cracked. That's how long ago that was. But anyway, he wants this hood off, so we're going to try to be very careful and do that real quick. Okay, that's not staying there getting ready to move it. We just cleared a spot for it. I always forget how nerve-wracking it is pulling a painted anything. I hate working on painted cars. It drives me crazy. But anyway, here's the RocketShip. Okay, just pop the instrument cluster out, and you can see just how much is in here. Now remember, this car was modified quite some time ago. But you can see that's there's a lot to it. There's just not a lot of room under these dashes. What do you do? Alright, got half the vintage air glove box out. The part I need to reach up to the dash pad. And then in a little bit, I'm going to see how many of those studs I can reach. Because I really don't want to pull that center stack if I don't have to. In the interest of keeping notes, this goes this way, but from the inside to this hose, and had the 1/4-inch self-tappers that are silver. As a reminder, that crazy bolt is what held this up. I had to pull all the defroster out to get at it, including this vent, and then I could get my hand back in here barely. So I remember how that goes. And then I think I got to pull these ducts. So to do that, it looks like I just got Well, one's going to be easier than the other, I think. That one's going to be fun. So let's get those out. Okay, you can see in here, that's getting less. And we just got this upper valence pulled. And time to keep going. Don't forget, we got the lower valence. We still got to do the spears, the bumpers, the trim, the inner bolts, the outer bolts. There's a bolt on the under. Yeah, there's a little bit to go yet. Okay, wasn't fun, but I did get the spears off. And like every other thing, every time we look at something, we find another little spot that didn't used to be a problem, but now it is. Found a little rust down there. That's happiness. Okay, so we're getting there. Still got those two dog points there. The one in the back. We've still got the one behind the door. But I've got those. We've got this drop off done. So that's out. And now I just pulled these guys all from around the arch, and then inside I've still got to do the 3 that go into that weird support bracket, and then the 2 to those dog legs. Should be one underneath that one there. Getting there, but boy, I'm not sure what's going on here behind the battery, so must be some battery acid or something that spilled, so that's weird. But I'm missing a wrench. I gotta find it. It's in this mess somewhere.
Hey, wait. What happened to the fender?
Oh, we got rid of it. It was in the way. Yeah, because these, to do this dash to fix this way over there, see these spot welds right here? They were under the fender. Yeah. So how would you do that? There's just no other way. You don't have an option. And I think it's your fault. And that's always terrifying, but we got it off of there. So they don't like to come off of these lips. Putting it back on is also very, very, very fun, but we've just got too much stuff attached to really make it easy to pull these, and we've got wiring running across, and we didn't really want to get down into that. You can see we've got the 3 relays for the headlight, 3 relays for the fan controls. Well, it's getting there. It's getting there. Okay, he's threatening to cut wires and stuff because, anyway, this is the original color. We've been kind of cleaning that up. That's the original color of the car. Sure wish it was that color instead of resale red, but not repainting the car. That's more work than we're going through. Yeah, this is the RocketShip. Yeah, no, I'm not putting 20 grand into this.
Little panel bond?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know you gotta cut the rusty bit out. But we wanted to see what the fitment looks like, and honestly, it's not bad. We wanted to make sure all those holes were gonna line up. And they look like they'll line up pretty nice. So, hopefully, this goes okay. And with that, I think that puts him in a spot to get some putzing done. The things we do because we live in America and we can. That's the only way to really look at that, I guess. But you can see, she's held up pretty good. The wiring and all that was probably 12 years ago. Air conditioning was 13, 14 years ago. Engine, the first time it went in was, I think it was 2006 or the end of 2006 going into 2007, somewhere in there. Used to have the original radiator out of the WS6 Trans Am that the engine came from. It was an 02 WS6 that had been T-boned. And then in 2008 we did head and cam. She was sick then, so we did the 59cc Patriot heads, a VR5 cam, some other things that it's too long ago to remember. Yeah, this thing actually just runs great, just drives fine. It's been through a couple transmissions. You know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not even the clutches that are the problem. It's the masters. We kept, you know, a lot of people out there, you know, you can make a little thing to adapt a stock 4th gen clutch master. And after the 3rd one, and as fun as it is to change these things, I did buy the Tilton. And that has been very reliable. That has not been a problem at all. Did the remote bleeder too. Tired of crawling under this car to do that. And used to have a console in here and even had it working with the shifter and everything, but got rid of that when we did the interior changes to get the bolstered seats that could recline. Obviously, it's been through a few dash swaps over the years because they keep making better and better stuff. Yeah, no, it's just a fun little car. It's got ever so slightly too much low-end power if you're not paying attention, but when we have these ugly tires on, it actually doesn't do too bad. You know, these will spin, so no biggie. You know, you don't want a lot of traction when you're when you got these little toys and you're just goofing around. You don't want to go launching into anybody. But yeah, this thing is just a fun little toy. Unfortunately, somebody just keeps taking it apart further and further. You know, I'm so worried I'm going to come over here and there's not going to be quarters on it or anything. So, always makes you nervous. So anyway, that's going to be the close of this 67 video I didn't know we were shooting today. In fact, actually, I hadn't intended to even make a series on this, but I was asked about it showing up in a 78 Camaro video. So, figured better do it. So anyway, thanks for watching.